Paradise Point Church Camp is on the shores of Payette Lake in beautiful McCall, Idaho.
Our motto for camp is leadership development through faith, fellowship, and fun.
Paradise Point was purchased in 1935, designated as a summer camp and a place for kids to be able to come up and study the Bible and be closer to nature and God.
I've told people that I draw a straight line from my camping experience as a youth and my strong involvement at Church Parish as part of the building blocks of who I am as a person and a Christian.
I grew up at camp. I was 8 years old in Cabin 8. I was formed at Paradise Point.
I went there as a little kid. When I got too old for the youth camps, I volunteered. And then I was one of the ones that helped get Fat Goose Camp started, which is the St. Michael's Family Camp. And so my oldest daughter was there as a 3-month-old.
I've been involved with the camp every year since I first attended as a 6-year-old.
I was 5 when I first went.
You know, parents took me up there before I was even a year old. I definitely look forward to going back to Paradise Point year after year.
Just be able to speak to those people who started the camp. Do you know what joy you have given?
I really just thank them because it's such a special place. You just know that someone really put really hard work and effort and they really had a passion and a love for what they were doing there.
It's the camp that we've grown up with. The cabins are extremely rustic, that everybody has recorded their name and experience on for these many years.
I can't emphasize enough how much camp has impacted my life.
We have chapel twice a day. They're actually learning things about the Bible and they're making connections of God and nature.
Kind of just be a part of the Episcopal Church, but at the same time have that camper feel to it, having fun.
Most of the kids from the diocese come to camp. And we get a lot of kids that aren't in the diocese that come to camp. It's pretty much the largest ministry of the Episcopal Diocese.
Working with the kids, I learned more from them than like anything else because I learned what it was like to put others first.
Working at camp, I learned a lot of leadership and a lot of problem solving. I work as a pediatric ICU nurse now, and I think a lot of kind of my drive came from camp.
I didn't even see myself as a leader. I didn't see how I could make a difference in this world, and when I went there, I found the voice inside myself and I found that I could make a difference in others' lives.
I babysit. Sometimes I go back in my mind and I'm like, oh, what is leadership? What can I do to set a good example?
It is the kernel of the spiritual formation of the diocese. It's where it begins, right, in our kids, and it's where it can be sustained through us as we grow up, become adults.
There's a lot to be done there, and I'm thinking for the future, not just for us.
We know that we have a lot of deferred maintenance. We have buildings that were built in the 40s and the 50s and the 60s. If we all are honest with ourselves and we look around at the facility, we know that the buildings aren't going to last another 80 years.
We just need some bigger cabins and bigger dining hall to fit all the kids that want to come in.
We have weeks where we have to put cots in cabins because there's so many kids.
Everybody in that camp shares one bathhouse.
Having it be more than a few months of the year.
It would be nice if the director didn't have to live in a camp trailer all summer.
We have a bishop that is very fond of camp. We have a leadership team in the Paradise Point Committee that is dedicated to the ongoing success of the mission.
As the bishop has said, it's our turn to bring this to the next level by this fund drive.
The financial goal of the campaign is to raise up to $3 million, with the first $2 million being for construction and the extra $1 million to give a good start to an endowment. That would be very helpful for the ongoing operations of camp.
It'll allow maybe a longer term camp where we can provide more.
If our water lines or electrical lines are too shallow, so we're constantly repairing frozen pipes.
Can focus on the lives of our campers and not focus on the leaky pipes. Those campers are benefiting more.
The road needs to be reconfigured so that an emergency vehicle could get in and out.
The energy that comes behind the development of camp is something that we see will change. We see facilities that accommodate all disabilities. We see facilities that are accessible. We see facilities that can make a camper feel safer because they're not maybe having to walk from a cabin to the bathhouse in the middle of the night.
After the campaign, I think that camp will be teed up to better serve the mission. To not have to focus on construction issues or facility issues or maintenance or deferred maintenance or ovens going out or cars driving through the middle of camp with kids there. I think that it'll be better able to serve the community.
Primarily through pledges over a 3 to 5 year period is what we expect. And as we go, we'll be able to build some parts of the project.
It's time now. We could go on as it is, but in order to plan for our children and our grandchildren to have a safe place as well as a beautiful place, it's a perfect time to begin.
Donating to Paradise Point is more than just building new cabins. Donating to Paradise Point is investing in children's lives and their futures and the futures of our communities.
If they want to make a difference in the life of children, then how can they do that? This gives them an opportunity to do that they might not be able to do in their home parishes.
To be able to be closer to nature, closer to God, realize their relationship with Jesus. Paradise Point is supporting leaders in not only just their churches, but in their community and within their school and their home even.
Bringing together our diocese in a way that really nothing else does or can.
My goal personally is to get kids to come to camp, which eventually would then feed into the parishes.
And it's just a very spiritual place. And it just kind of brings everybody real close to God. And that's what's beautiful about it.
Paradise Point Church Camp works because there are so many people that love it.
The transformation I see on the people and the positive effect that it has on not just kids, but on families.
A combination of a beautiful spot that opens people's hearts and a compelling, compassionate program around spirituality is the perfect combination.